It's your boy.
Okay, welcome to Stay in Your Lane, where we focus on ourselves, but occasionally we gotta make sure people are not deviating and helping them stay in their lane as well, okay? So today we're gonna be talking about Sha'Carri.
And it's Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri. We got it.
Sha'Carri. My friends have been talking to me, telling me what are my opinions since I run track and field. And so instead of keep telling each single person how I feel, I hopped on and made a video. So YouTube, I'm blessing you today with some of this heat real quick. Anyway, so if you clicked on the video, you obviously know why I'm making this video. And so it's going to be 4 reasons why I believe that Sha'Carri did not want to go to the Olympics whatsoever. And it's going to be contrary to what a lot of people believe, because obviously if you go to the Olympic trials, you want to go to the Olympics. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. And hear me out and watch to the end of the video and see if you agree or not. So reason number 1 why I believe that she did not want to go to the Olympics is that the timing. The timing says it all. So with the marijuana ban for the USATF, and I don't know if it's WADA or whatever, the drug agency that tests for drugs, they have a very specific window for when they test and they ban people for using marijuana. So it's not even like it's a whole year-round thing. You can use marijuana during your off season. You could crack a blunt with Snoop Dogg. You could kick it with your friends. All that good stuff off season, specifically off season. And even with that, it's even more so specifically during competition, you're not allowed to use marijuana. So it's very specific, minute things where, okay, if you're in competition, you should know better. You should know that you're not supposed to do that. So that was the reason number 1, is that the timing says it all. I hadn't heard anything about her using marijuana before when she was competing in track months ago. And now all of a sudden, the timing says it all. Number 2, she mentioned the death of her biological mom, which, I mean, I've had deaths in my family before, and it's very tragic, and my heart does go out to her. And I'm not trying to downplay it or anything, but there's definitely other coping mechanisms you can do, especially when you know the rules, and also it's so close to the Olympics. I'm not saying substance abuse is good by any means, but she could have drank alcohol. She could have done even another drug that got out of your system really quickly, but she chose marijuana, which stays in your system for a while, and you can detect it on a drug test, more readily. So the second reason, and kind of adding on to that, is her mom and her grandma and her family wouldn't want her to, use drugs to kind of cope with their, I guess, passing, or just cope with handling them in general. So I don't think that was another reason why she, I guess, didn't want to go as well. Number 3, probably a big one, is it wasn't enhancing with the whole Shelby Houlihan thing where she had nandrolone and a pork burrito. That was clearly aiding her performance, aiding her joint development, her joint growth, or et cetera, pretty much making her stronger. So there was a reason or rationale why she would use it versus Sha'Carri. There was no reason for her to smoke weed. There was no reason for her to use marijuana. And so all of a sudden, thinking about it, why would that be the route, knowing that you're going to get banned from the Olympics? And so all these, adding these layers by layers, it's making me think in my mind that she didn't want to go in general, or just, specifically. And my last reason is she might have been a little bit intimidated. So the Jamaicans are running some crazy times. They are burning up the track. Just this past weekend, Elaine Thomas ran a 10.7. So that's right in Sha'Carri range. Shelly Ann Fraser-Price 10.6, and other Jamaicans are right there with her. So in America, they're not chumps here in America, but Sha'Carri can run all over them. She's been proving that the whole season. She's been proving that in high school. It's nothing new to her. But on the world scene, knowing that she's the best right now, I think she was a little bit intimidated from the competition, and it kind of deterred her from wanting to compete against them, because if she lost, then she can't have that same macho, confident attitude that she would. And so just thinking about that, those are the 4 reasons that I think Sha'Carri did not want to go to the Olympics. Let me know what you think also. And this video is going to make it seem like I'm a fat hater for Sha'Carri, but I actually really enjoy watching her charisma and hearing about the whole situation of her not being able to run. It's definitely going to put a damper on the Olympics, because everyone wanted to see the Jamaicans versus United States. And so I'm not hating on Sha'Carri. She's amazing, and I hope she gets the necessary mental health help that she needs, as well as, you know, some of the aids from Nike and other teammates as well, and coaches. But I just want to put that out, where in this situation, it seemed like she could have done so much more, or she could have handled things differently, especially being in her position. Being an Olympic athlete, it's not just you wake up and you're an Olympic athlete. It takes years. It takes multiple days on days on days of grinding, watching your diet, restricting who you hang out with. And so all of a sudden, you're just going to throw that away just to smoke a blunt. And so that it's, you know, it's not adding up to me. And I know it could be reasons where you're trying to cope, but even still, there's like ways you can cope, or other ways where it won't show up on a drug test, or it will still allow you to run at the end of the day. And so why did she go that route? And it just makes me think that she didn't want to run to begin with. And so let me know what you think. This is Stay in Your Lane, where we help people stay in their lane. So I'll be making more videos like this. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Stay tuned, subscribe.